Hey, what's good, everybody? Hope you are all well. I know this is kind of later than I usually go on here. I just wanted to do a collective check-in. I know for the all signs, I didn't get to take people's questions because yeah, it was the all signs, so it went a little long. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick check-in, and if anyone hops in here and wants to ask a question, then I'll do it, I'll open it up for that. So I know it's kind of late right now, and so you know, maybe most people that hop in the chat are probably out and about right now. So okay, let me see. So what does the collective need to know for this week? Man, there was so many different things that were going through my mind, right? Like different channels. Like I know there was a whole story last night. Hey Brittany, hey River Dragon, how are you? Wow, I love that little four-leaf clover. I'll take it. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick check-in and because I felt bad that I didn't get to take people's questions. Hey Debo, I didn't get to take people's questions yesterday right after the all signs because I know it went long. So I'm just gonna do a quick collective check-in, and then if anyone wants to ask questions, we'll do that, right? So yeah, I replied to your email, Brittany. I don't know if you saw the reply. And I was watching that video, the link that you sent, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, because yesterday too, it was funny, right? Like yesterday when I was driving, it was very I was seeing all these things in the clouds, and I don't think the pictures, I put it in the short. I don't think the pictures did it justice, right? But it was there for like a while. So I was like, you know what? Let me stop and because this is pretty, it reminded me like of that Jesus statue, right? Like it was like just so. And then once I started taking a picture and everything, then it started finally. But yeah, the full moon was rising on one side, and over there it looked like the way it was glowing and everything. I was like, wow. And then, it looked like star people. And then there's one which was my favorite was like, I don't know. I just felt like my little guardian. She looked kind of like, because sometimes, I'll hear a voice that's very blunt, and you know, I, a lot of times I try to be in that whole love and light energy, but one of my guides or ancestors, she's very blunt, right? She'll be like. She doesn't hold her tongue. I'll put it like that. And she's like very like sometimes I hear that, right? Like if someone does something and I have to be like, no, 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 leave, let them be, because I have one of those ancestors that's like, I feel like that was her kind of, you know. Oh wow. So I don't know, the collective's in the nostalgic energy right now. I know this has been coming up, right? Um, yeah, I know. I did the whole Gemini where I'm just talking about this and I just hopped into the next subject. That's so funny. But yeah, yeah. So I did all that to say, yeah, I saw your email. Oh yeah, very that I have some really feisty, which makes sense, right? Uh, I don't know if I shared that story, but something happened to I won't because that's kind of a story. But even in this world, right? 3D world, I have, it's interesting to see that, right? There's that energy too of people willing to like have your back to no end, right? So that's pretty, it's a beautiful thing, right? So, anyways, nostalgia. So some of you might be nostalgic. Yeah, I know I was kind of in a nostalgic mood, and today I don't know, everything felt just light and fluffy this morning. So it was really because I know last night I was just I don't know, it felt like such a long, long day. It wasn't like it was just a long day. I mean, in the morning it was good, right? I went to a yoga class and a meditation class and just other stuff, and then just so it was a calm day, but it was at the end I was just ready to go to sleep. Like, and yeah, I know I was dreaming a lot of stuff, but I don't even remember what. Before I woke up, I was like, "Don't forget, don't forget," and I forgot. So okay, there enough. All right. So nostalgia, right? I don't know some of you. Oh wow, I love it. Some of you are probably feeling really connected to source right now, right? All that to your guides, your maybe you're in that mood to start learning. I was driving around yesterday listening to a lot of oh, that's what's been popping up for me, ancient texts. So that's why it was funny that I kind of had that, looked like that huge, in Brazil, there's this huge Jesus statue, and that's kind of the way that thing looked in the sky, right? Um, and before that happened, I was driving around listening to a lot of, like the other books, not just like all the stuff they put in the Bible, but all the books that they took out of the Bible that without those books, it really doesn't even make sense, right? I remember that being divinely led to those books when I was really young, and just keep more and more books keep coming out, right? There's so much knowledge, like yeah, there's just so much. I won't go because I could keep going down that rabbit hole, but yeah, there's been this search for knowledge lately that kind of started for me. So maybe the collectives in that kind of um yeah, in that kind of space right now, right? Where there's after all the stuff that happened last year, closing out cycles and everything, maybe the collective now is in, okay, it's go time again, right? I want to learn more. I want to search for truth, right? Very high priestess energy kind of happening right now. I don't know why it gave me chills all down. I really love this card popping up right now for the collective energy, right? It feels very like determined to learn, right? Like not being stuck in the illusions that they feed us, right? Very like, yeah, I love it. I don't know. This really, yeah, okay. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, I could go into that about the clouds. Like, it's so much, yeah, so much I could say about that. Oh, wow. That's a bunch of blue healers. That's interesting. Uh-oh. How come I knew this card was gonna come out? I pictured it in my head. So there is some of the collective. That's funny. As this card comes out, my dog is crying over there. Like loud. She's doing the whole like ooh, like crying loud. So there is some of the collective that's a little stuck on the past still, right? With that nostalgia, maybe. You should hear, man. I know this thing has a noise cancellation, but I wish that you all could hear my dog right now. She's like belting it out, right? But well, I guess it's a split energy right now, right? Some of the collective is, you know, and some of them are like, okay, it's go time, and the rest are still like, I don't want to, like that. Hmm. Okay, so who's in this I don't want to energy right now? Who's pouting? Whoa, someone that like someone that's overburdened, but there's new opportunities, right? I think that's part of the lesson, right? Like really just let go, right? Let go of those burdens. It almost reminds me of that. Is it Eight of Swords where you feel like you're tied to things, right? I'll put it to you like this: like the universe always comes through for me. Like today I was like, I'm going to start working on some music and stuff, right? And out of nowhere, my mixing speakers just went out, and I was like, huh. And I kept trying everything, and they just went out. They still turn on everything, but the sound just completely went out. So I had to order some new ones, right? I've had them for at least 3 years. So I was like, ah, well, they lasted me 3 years. I ordered some new ones. But I looked at it on the bright side because a lot of times I tripped on the cord, right? And almost like, my laptop went flying. I had to like luckily caught it before it just poof hit like all these things, right? So I was like, ah, well, at least now I ordered Bluetooth ones, right? So there's no cords to trip over and all this stuff. I mean, I just looked at it on the bright side. I don't know why, right? Obviously, so I had to focus on other things, right? Because music, once I get into making music, yeah, that'll take a whole week. Like I get just boom, that becomes my obsession until I'm done with whatever I'm working on. So, like, all right, well, the universe at this moment had other plans, right? I don't know why I shared that story. I think it just has to do with this energy, right? About not seeing that there's other things, feeling burdened with stuff. Maybe look at the nostalgia in a good way, right? Like, just remember good things, right? Somehow, there's some nostalgia that's turning into burdens. But not that the nostalgia is a burden, almost like, I don't know, maybe someone is regretting a choice that was made, but then that becomes, yeah, like why carry the weight if there's always something that someone could set right, then set it right. But if not, then just let it go. So I'll just put it like that. Let it go. Wow, justice. That's interesting. But like I said, if someone could set something right, that's just. If not, then hey, if someone's going through some kind of karma thing, there's nothing to say but, you know, if it's divine justice, then it's divine justice. I don't know what else to say. Just not that you should take the lashes, right? But like in the old days, right? Like oh yeah, like there's this movie Starship Troopers, for those of you that have seen it, where the guy, what is it? I think he's responsible for some. He instructs one of the people that's under him to take off the helmet, and then they end up being unalived, and then I think they have to take some lashes, right? And then they take them, and then that's it, right? That's kind of the thing that has to happen. So, hey, lady, what is it? Man, let me zoom into this because sometimes there we go. Kirashka, Lady Kirashka. Hey, how's it going? So yeah. Anyways, so I don't know if this is kind of the energy I'm picking up on. There was some kind of divine justice, and half of the collective is good, half of the collective is not liking some choices or something that went on. So okay, let me not try not to. Yeah, exactly. Oh, come on. I don't know. This thing just flew out. Wow. But I guess for some of the collective, there's that sort of justice, right? Oh, I already shuffled. Yeah, but mm. So for those of you that are on the end of, yeah, I feel like this is more for those of you that are in this high priestess energy, right? I think that, yeah. So okay, I think that was it for that other energy, and this is back to the like the good things, right? For that energy of those of you that, yeah. If people choose a dark path, I don't know. But for some reason, that's the word that came out. So I'll just say, if people chose a dark path, um, imagine it's like you're digging a hole and then you just keep digging. And do you think that digging deeper is at some point gonna? I mean, hey, sometimes yeah, you gotta. That's a different, and like digging deep within yourself is different than like digging yourself into a hole, right? That then you gotta climb out of. So I'll just put it like that, right? So sometimes people are, wow, my nose is itching. That's interesting. I don't know. I felt more like that's confirmation. Sometimes, yeah, I don't know how people can get into self-destructive behaviors that somehow they don't get it that they're gonna make themselves suffer more, right? Or it's gonna be hard, more challenging to get out of. But hey, maybe you want the challenge. I don't know. Maybe it's like I'm just gonna mess everything up and then eventually see. Yeah, but look at wow. So some of you are in a great like creative flow, right? Some things are you're wow, my nose is just itching. I don't know, like crazy. It's just started itching. So there's maybe some of you are gonna have communication from something or some, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's hey, good morning, Neme Nemen Kupata. I don't know if that was your real name. I forget, right? Oh, that's beautiful that you put the spider with the web because there's been a black widow. Well, actually, I guess I finally took a picture and it's a brown widow, right? But it has a very protective energy and it says it protects against like dark energy and manipulation and things. So I was like, wow. I just thank it every time. It only comes out at night, right? So when I'm going out and I see it right there and it's just by my front door, right? It's like my little guardian. And so yeah, I enjoy it being there right now, right? It feels like a very protective energy, this little brown widow. So yeah, it's pretty I like that you put that little spider thing right now. I know you meant it in a different way, right? Like people or I guess like people that is that what you meant? I don't know. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, I love spiders, right? And I felt like that's funny because there's been so many that I keep finding and I'll take them outside, right? And I tell them, hey, remember I spared your life, so go tell the others, right? And now I have my little brown widow guardian, right? It's like the gatekeeper right there, right? Like protecting. So I'm like, okay, cool. The good karma came around, right? All the little spiders I've been sparing their lives, right? Like so many within recent times. So I'm like, okay, go there, go tell the others that I spared your life. So there it is. Okay. So, anyways, magician energy right now. So that's beautiful, right? The 1 year. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. That other energy wanted to kind of make an appearance. But I feel like for the collective, yeah, you're just in this really knowledgeable, whatever. Maybe you're just, it feels like, yeah, some of you are taking on the spiritual work a little more serious, right? Getting into that energy, knowing that you are the magician, right? Knowing that you could create, you could speak things into existence, right? What are we creating? What kind of world are we going to create? What are you creating for yourself? Maybe some of you get it. You don't want to go backwards anymore. It's beautiful, right? I think we all go. I went through a lot of dark things early on in life where like I don't see no need for that, right? At this point in my life. Nothing. It's not appealing to me. I don't get a kick from it. It doesn't turn me on. It's not like um yeah, I don't know. I'm not afraid of dark things, right? I don't like, like if things I'm not afraid of them. I'll still see entities and all this other stuff, and I'm just curious about them, but not like in a I don't need to interact with those things, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think some of you are in a similar energy about like not like maybe you've already experienced enough things, right? Um, like I don't know if any of you saw that last podcast interview I just did with Adrian. He had an interesting vision, right? Um, a very interesting vision, and then it had to do obviously with like let me see. I know they are super smart. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just imagine the spiders, how the whole web, right? I know there's so much ancient. um knowledge about that, right? How everything, right? It's life, really, the web, right? Everything's connected. Yeah, I don't wanna yeah, okay, let me stay focused. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. I think yeah, I went through everything pretty young, right? All that stuff, right? Like yeah, to where yeah, yeah, absolutely. I don't have no fear of the dark. I already seen all that stuff, experienced it. So I get it, and I don't mind helping others navigate through their things, right? But I can help others and not be consumed by it. And I think that's the thing is I'm as long as someone's willing to change. If I see someone's like, "Okay, I'm ready to make the change," and they vocalize it and they say it and they mean it, because I could read the energy if someone's full of BS or if they're really wanting to do the change. Um, and not be in this kind of energy, right? I don't want to change. That kind of stuff. That's kind of what I'm getting. See, like someone being shown by spirit, like, hey, all this happened for your highest good. Like, it's time, right? It's time. Leave that past behind. Here's the new things coming. But in the process, there's a change to it, right? And they're like, I don't want to change, right? Or I don't want to, right? Like that kind of energy. It's like, all right, well, sit there and there's a storm coming, right? like you're sitting right under a tree where the lightning's gonna hit, right? So, okay, cool. You don't want to move, you don't want to change, you sit right there. Just wait, like, all right, cool. Roger that, right? You still haven't learned your lesson, so be it. Yeah, it's stubborn. Exactly. This feels very good. It's just there's some kind of energy here that still feels stuck, right? I think for the most part, look at that. See? Wow. As I split the deck, victory, and some of you are going to be in a way more balanced emotional state too. And I think that's kind of the dream I had about, if any of you saw was it yesterday I did the live? Yeah, it was like this very detailed, vivid dream, like a divine pair, right? King and queen, divine pair, emotionally intelligent, reciprocal energy, like the most beautiful, where everyone started cheering for them, right? Like I know and when you think about it, they kind of look like so I think they wanted to drive that point for me to know that it was like the King of Cups and Queen of Cups, right? Because even their facial features, like they just looked older, but I get what they were trying to show me symbolically, right? But yeah, that came through, right? So I feel like that's the collective energy. I think for those of you that get it, right? You're not gonna settle for less. You're not gonna play games with people. Because even that, let's say, if you're in a connection where you're not being supported and it starts weighing on you, and imagine being you're focused on your studies and you're focused on your path and you're in a partnership where they keep wanting to fight with you, or they keep like, I don't know, it's just, all the energy you could be spending on learning, higher learning, and or both of you building together, instead, like being in a connection where you're not, just a draining connection is just crazy, right? So I feel like some of you are at that point, right, where you're not, um, yeah. I mean, this card says it all, right? Victory. Even the horse, right? I love that horse. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Demean your path. Exactly. Demean your path. Yeah, exactly. The horse, I don't think. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Let me read what. Imagine not having to. Well, yeah, yeah. No, no, I get it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it from a place of, I'm saying it from a place of, yeah, unfortunately. Nah, I mean, it's a learning experience, at least that, right? Yeah. Imagine not having to imagine it exactly. Oh, what did I do? I put all the cards back and I didn't even realize it. Well, maybe that kind of sums it up. I mean, I could start taking questions if anybody has questions, right? Because I think that was kind of to the point. I feel like there's amazing things happening for the collective. Those of you that are on the path, maybe you're gonna really you know, dig into whatever you're studying. The other day I forgot to mention this dream. I forgot, right? Someone reminded me about the horse ear thing, right? So yeah, I had a dream and there were horses everywhere, but they were little horses, right? And they weren't like those little pony looking, like almost that, like they were a little science experiment, right? It was just all these little horses everywhere in my house. And one of them, I don't know, it was almost like she reminded me of my dog, right? Which is like my companion, my spiritual companion, trusty sidekick. And I started hugging it, right? Like I was just like happy. There were horses everywhere. And then I looked outside my front door and there was a big horse, but all of these were like mini horses as far as the eye could see, like probably over 50 horses all in my house. And I was just happy and yeah, it was crazy. And of course, I pulled out, oh, no one's gonna believe this kind of thing. And I started trying to record them and take pictures and stuff. But I remember one of them, I was just hugging it like how I do my dog, right? So I don't know. That felt very good. I think I did look it up, and in some cultures, it means like good stuff, right? So yeah, a bunch of like but they were like the size of my Labrador, right? So they were, yeah, just everywhere. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, I think I woke up super happy that day for sure. Like I was like, oh wow, because it meant good stuff too. Okay. So yeah, if anyone has questions, please, please, yeah, feel free to ask. I'm kind of oh, okay. Wow, cool. So what is, I mean, what is they are different, right? The mini horses are different than ponies, right? Let me see. Mini horses versus ponies. Oh yeah, differ primarily in build and purpose. Miniatures are bred to be refined, tiny replicas of full-size horses under 34 to 38 inches, while ponies are stockier. Yeah, yeah. See, they didn't have that like stocky pony look. They just look like little mini horses. Minis are generally companions. Wow. And I said it was like my trusty companion, like, maybe they're like my new companion this year, right? And there was just so many of them. Minis are generally companions, not riding mounts. Whereas ponies are sturdy, often used for riding. But there was a horse outside to ride, like the big one. There was a big horse, so that's interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I have a court tomorrow for a speeding ticket. Okay, let me see. So should I try to go pay the ticket? Okay, so I think the question is, should you try to fight the ticket? So I'm trying to see how to ask that. Should you try to fight the ticket? I don't know. I don't want, I mean, this came out. Do you have a good enough reason to fight the ticket? Because that's interesting. Pisces. Now you're a Pisces, so how do you take that? How would you fight the ticket? Because that's like your energy and That third eye, maybe you'll be divinely guided to say what you need to say. That's pretty interesting. Or maybe it'll be reduced even. I don't know. Something. How interesting. And creative intelligence. I don't know what you'll come up with, but yeah. Yeah, take it. Yeah. I mean, I've gone to court where I knew I was in the right though. And yeah, the judge just threw out the thing, right? They were trying to get me for something, and then I was like, no, that's not like this was they were wrong and blah blah blah. And the judge was like, oh, and I was in school too, right? I was in college and I was like, hey, I'm missing school because of this and blah blah blah. And then they were just like, oh, okay. And then they just boom. They were like, all right, get out of here. And I was like, all right, cool. So there is weird things, right? Yeah. So, oh, you were braking to turn and he said you were speeding. Oh, I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, if you really feel that you weren't the one speeding and it was that they clocked somebody else, then yeah, go with your gut on it. I mean, obviously, right? The King of Cups, Pisces intuition, you know? Or don't you have to see the judge anyways to ask for like um what is it called? Traffic school so it doesn't go on your record. So maybe that's part of it, right? Going to you know, going in person, you have to ask anyways, right? For the traffic school. So regardless if there whatever outcome happens, at least you'll be there and you could ask, hey, well, okay, fine. If you're gonna do this, then at least give me the traffic school so I could. And I think what traffic school is online now, anyways, right? Or no? I don't know. I haven't got a ticket in so long. Like, I don't know, long, long, long time. Oh, you're a Pisces too? That's funny. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess then heed the words from a fellow Pisces, right? Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Yeah. So let me see. Does anyone else have any other questions? Yeah, and let us know how it turns out because that's pretty interesting. Um, yeah. Oh, it's online traffic school. Okay, yeah. Pisces moon. So between both of you, what are some differences between the Pisces moon and being a regular Pisces? I mean Pisces sun, not regular Pisces, but what are some of the differences between Pisces moon and Pisces sun? Nah, don't do the donut thing. Who knows? Maybe it'll work. Imagine. That would be pretty funny. Oh, okay. So you're a Gem. Okay, you're a fellow Gemini. I'm a Gemini sun. Pisces moon, Virgo rising. That's funny. So what do you think are some of the characteristics with the Pisces moon versus Pisces sun? Gemini sun, Pisces moon. That's interesting. How do you think that Pisces moon? Hey, River Dragon, wishing you the best and highest outcome. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I thought you were saying goodbye already, or um, what do you call it? Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Hmm. I wonder this is interesting. I don't know why I was just shuffling and it felt like I feel like there's a 50-50 chance there, right? It almost made me think of like the judge. It's a maybe card. So it's like It just feels like take that chance, I guess. Pisces moon are more emotional when they're alone in their feelings. Ah. Ah, okay. Interesting. Yeah, because for example, see, like I'm a Sagittarius moon, right? Gemini sun, Sagittarius moon. And when I looked up Sagittarius moon, it said like truth above everything, right? Like even that to that, unfortunately, we care more about the truth than your feelings, right? So we'll be very blunt, very truthful. So it's something I had to learn because being a Gemini sun and having that Sagittarius moon about truth above everything, right? Even your feelings, like I had to learn, right? Obviously, to be a little more gentle with that. But then there's Sagittarius suns that people have said like lied like crazy, right? That a lot of Sagittarius sun people that would lie to no end, right? So that tripped me out because I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting. I would have never thought that about Sagittarius suns. Um, because it's so funny that the Sagittarius moon is like, oh, wow. Yeah, so I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting thing for me. And I don't know, so that's why I was curious about. I wonder like what's the difference between the Pisces moon and but that makes sense, yeah, because literally the moon is Pisces, right? Um, so it would make sense that it really tugs on your emotions, right? So and just it I guess makes that even bigger. Mm. Oh, okay. Wow, no, I mean people have told me that's like even Sag Sun males, right? Like like would make up whole stories, right? Like whole stories that were like nothing but lies. So that tripped me out, right? Yeah, I don't know. I was like, wow, that's weird. Because I remember specifically when I found out about like that and I looked it up, right? Like Sag Moon and yeah, it went yeah, because even that, right? Even like for example, like when my dad, when I was growing up, we would only talk like a few months out of the year because I just wouldn't if I didn't feel that he was right, I wouldn't give him his way, right? My other brothers, like they could give my parents their way, and me, I was like, no, that's not the truth, right? Like and I would just stick to it, and then like we wouldn't, it was an interesting dynamic to live in the same household with a parent and talk to them like 3 months out of the year, right? Uh, so it was just weird, but that was like my whole high school years, right? Just like, no, if you're not right, I'm not gonna give you your way, and I would just stick to it. So that made sense to me after finding out like the Sag moon thing. Yeah. Well, I think on that note, I think I'm gonna start. Oh, we're all over here having like going in on the Sag thing, right? That's so funny. Um, but yeah, I think I could start closing it out if nobody else has a question. Yeah, most people don't want the truth because the truth means accountability, and a lot of people don't want to have any kind of accountability for anything. And that's kind of what I came out in the reading too, with the whole I don't want to, right? Like someone just sitting there with their arms crossed like I don't want to change, I don't want to learn, I don't want this. And Spirit's like, look, here's his new cup. It's fine, right? Like, think of those old three cups as lessons learned, but they're like, no, I don't want to learn. I don't want to change. I'm gonna sit here, and they're even like, but a storm's coming. The lightning's gonna hit this tree. No, I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna pout, and that's pretty interesting. I don't know why I got. I don't know if I've ever gotten that much detail from that Four of Cups card, but I was seeing like the whole story for some reason. That was funny. Funny and not sad, but kind of like, huh? If you want to stay in that energy, so be it. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to evolve. Yeah, yeah. I think I've shared the story before, but I remember even like this manager, I was a supervisor and this manager, and I think he thought I wasn't gonna, and he came at me, man, I told you, he was kind of telling me he had warned me about employees that they would kind of turn on you, right? So as a supervisor, you had to just, yeah, you couldn't really, you just had to do your job basically, right? You couldn't really have all that empathy. We got a job to do, and that's what it has to be because, the employees, unfortunately, and sure enough, an employee, I kind of gave them leeway, and then yeah, they turned and blamed it on me, right? Someone that wasn't accountable for their own actions. No, it was my fault. Even though they pretty much begged me to let them do something, and I let them do it, I trusted, and then they were like, "Oh, it was my fault that outcome," right? So then the manager came to me and, I told you, and then without skipping a beat, I was just like, "I fucked up." That was it. That was my response. I was just like, and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you see." So then that's it, and then they just helped me fix the situation, right? Just because I was accountable. I was like, "Yeah, I fucked up. You did tell me, right? Like, hey, yeah." It was a lesson learned. Unfortunately, see, it was like, yeah, I guess that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then he just, was cool. So it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. I love that. That's the funniest thing I've heard. I don't know why. I like it though. Like, see, if someone if someone comes to you like that, like, how can you not laugh at that? Like, right? It's like if someone's like, "Hey, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me." That's cool. I like that. That's the best thing I heard all day. I'm gonna think about that, and that's gonna make me laugh for the rest of the day. That's funny. That's cool. I like that. All right, I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, if nobody else. Oh, is that a song already? Is that a song? It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. Is that a Taylor Swift song? That's crazy. That's funny. Let me see. Wow, it is a Taylor Swift song. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it. That's funny. I like that though. Antihero. Yeah, I just found it. That's crazy. I'm gonna listen to it. I'll put a link to for anyone that hasn't heard it, I guess. I'm gonna listen to it right now. Okay, I guess on that note, I'll end it there. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your question, Brittany, and everybody for the interesting conversation this morning. Well, it's still morning here. I don't know. I know everyone's in different times. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. Lady Kirashka, right? I hope I'm saying that right. Brittany, River Dragon, Debo, Nemekupata. I wish I knew how to pronounce that. And anybody else that I might have missed. Okay, I'll see you all. Um, I'll see you all soon. Okay, take care.